So Fulton County is filing suit with other cities, counties, and states across the nation that are commissioning reparations studies to evaluate the effects of slavery. Now, commissioners for the Central County of Atlanta voted 4-2 to approve a study that will examine the social, economic, and political treatment of the county's black residents over the last 3 centuries, as well as the potential for reparations to their descendants. Now, the county is spending $210,000 to fund the analysis, which will take place over the next year. The county's reparations task force will use that money to hire researchers to conduct the examination alongside the Atlanta University Center. They're expected to return their findings in late 2024. Now, county commissioners were split on a decision to push the examination forward, with some questioning the necessity of allocating hundreds of thousands of dollars to such a study. Now, Bridget Thorne of District 1 is one of the white commissioners who voted against the measure, typical, and vocalized her opposition to the study. She called it unwise and divisive. Divisive to whom? Why is it divisive? Can you explain yourself? Why is it unwise? Explain that. Adding that the money could be spent on more immediate needs. Black folks needing reparations is immediate because of what your people did, ma'am, to economically harm black people in Atlanta. Now, she said this is coming out of the tax dollars. This $210,000 is coming out of taxpayers' dollars, whatever reparations, whatever they decide, whatever they find, they're going to make the taxpayers pay for it. And we don't have money for a jail. We don't have money for a hospital. That's what we need to be focusing on. Oh, a jail to put black people in it? No, you'll need more jails. Now, I can agree with you about hospitals, but you're going to put a hospital in the black areas and have high quality health care? That's what I'm talking about, but you're not doing that. No, you can actually build a hospital and have your study. Thorne also noted that the county's reparations task force, which was formed in 2021, is only researching data up until the end of the urban renewal in 1980 and purposely negating the county's numerous costly initiatives that help marginalized communities since that decade. The task force serves as an advisory board to the county. It's tasked with assuming the objectives and policies in the form of reparations that will support the revitalization and stabilization of the county's black population. $210,000 that's being spent on this newly approved study comes out of the renewed $250,000 budget. The group was allocated earlier this year to continue work on those recommendations. Commissioner Khadija Abdul-Rahman went on the defense against Thorne's viewpoint, stressing that the point of the study is to first determine whether reparations are necessary, and also stating that this expenditure accounts for a small fraction of the county budget. So he said the purpose of the reparations task force is to evaluate if reparations are warranted. If they are warranted, in what form? Should it be educational? Should it be financial? What should they be? He said, to me, if you walked in the shoes of my ancestors and others who are of color, he said, your perspective would not be that. Now, reparations is cash payments. It's not education. Nobody needs no education. They can pay for their own education. Cash payments is the only thing that's reparations, okay? Lineage-based reparations, not race-based, lineage-based. For the descendants of slaves or freedmen. That's it. That's all the terminology that we could use to get it. Descendants of slaves or freedmen. Now, according to 2022 census data, exactly 45% of Fulton County's residents are black and 44.2% are white. The county is comprised of more than a dozen cities, including Alpharetta, Atlanta, Chattahoochee Hills, College Park, East Point, Fairburn, Hapeville, Johns Creek, Milton, Mountain Park, Palmetto, Roswell, Sandy Springs, South Fulton, and Union City. So as I said on my podcast, I think a few days ago, the Democrats is going to do a lot of reparations commissions. But the interesting part is Biden is silent about that. It's very, very interesting, but we'll talk about that on another story about Biden himself when it comes to reparations. So Fulton County going to start looking into reparations. So let me know what y'all think about this. Those of you who live in that Atlanta area or those who live in Fulton County, what you think is going to come out of that? Be curious to know.